Bradford with Climbing Innovations. I'm with Judy Kerr. She's my camera person today. And we're introducing what we call the MARCS. It's the Midline Attachable Rope and Cambium Saver. It's a leather product. It's designed so that you can use it in the tree. You can also use it as a typical cambium saver, but more importantly, you can use it in the tree and carry it with you up into the tree. I usually take a couple of them with me. Sometimes I'll leave one on the end of my climbing line that I'm using, but I can take them and put a couple of them in my ditty bag and take them together. This is what they look like. They have Velcro on the ends to help keep the end closed up on both sides, and right now we'll see what color is most popular, but I'm kind of tending towards a red and a black color. I'll explain what this other tab is in a moment, but they're built so that you can just open this up and put it on the rope, and that's it. So I think it's pretty obvious what they are. So I can take two of these too, and they're shaped in about that diameter for using for redirects and, like I said, putting it on your lanyard and your climbing line. Okay, so they're designed also so that they can be modular. Sometimes you'll decide that you've got a bigger branch. Say this is like for a good 9 or 10 inch branch. Say you go up and you're gonna put it on a bigger limb or maybe around the spar or something like that, and you want more, but you don't want to have to carry the whole big thing to start with. So this little tab is designed so that you can put these guys together just like this, and when the Velcro gets back together on that, it'll keep those two together. So if you had a bigger branch, then you can now use them that way. The question was also raised, is that Velcro strong enough? And it really only has to keep the two cambium savers next to each other, because once the friction starts on the rope, there's not a lot of force to pull these apart. I mean, it takes a lot, and you can pull them apart like that, but it takes quite a bit to do that. And the friction on the inside of this smooth leather is going to be less than it is on the outside against the branch of the tree. So they do tend to want to stay together that way, and it works good if you wanted to put 2 or 3 together, depending on what your use is. So I'm going to put one of these on the rope and we'll show them being used on the rope. Again, I'll use it on my rope or my lanyard. This is my long lanyard. What I do is sometimes I use a long lanyard, sometimes a short lanyard. It depends on the climb I'm going to do. So say I take my lanyard and I've tossed it up over a crotch someplace, and now I've decided that rather than just using it for a normal positioning lanyard, I'm going to use this as a moving rope system. I'll put it on the suspension points of my saddle. Okay, so all I do is I've decided that I want to have a cambium saver or friction saver up there. You know, that's a ropey place. I don't want to be running my ropes through the sap on the tree. So I'll open this up and insert the rope inside the cambium saver. Goes another airplane. This one's brand new. Have to be broken in a little bit. I do make them so that they'll maintain their form. And then once that's in, it's pretty much a traditional cambium saver. Pull the ends around so that it stays, and then it can be set like a traditional cambium saver. I'll just put my marlin spike or overhand slip knot on there, and I'll pull it up over the crotch and get it to set. and there it is, just like a normal Cambium saver. Now, you'll notice right there, and I'm not going to erase that, but you need to have a little bit of weight. That's a pretty small crotch, but it needs to have a little bit of weight to stay in place. If you pull on it without any weight on it, sometimes there's a chance, now it's kind of got itself set, but there's a chance it will pop out. So setting it is part of a technique. Let me demonstrate a technique as well. This is not such a bad branch union, but sometimes if you have a really tight branch union and your rope is going to run through that, it's really nice to have a Cambium saver because it allows your rope to run through, but it also provides an opportunity for that to get stuck. So sometimes, and this is a steel snap, I use these on my longer lanyards because I can snag it with my magnet, and they also toss around a little bit more. They're a little bit heavier. But when that's being ready to be pulled out, and I'm not wearing PPE and everything, so I'm going to stand out of the way, but one technique to get those to come, if you slowly pull it up, there's a good chance that that's going to get stuck in the crotch. So if I want that to come out of the branch union, sometimes you'll get a little swing going, or just pulling it up fast will allow that throw bag and the weight to pull it up and over the top of the crotch. So if we got a good view of that right now, all right, so if you give that a little bit of a pop, come up and over and pull itself through the top of the crotch.
Tree.
All right, Yiddy just pointed out this is called a Marx, and Marx is rocking in the canopy. Okay, well, anyway, we'll see if
We're referring to Mark Powell.
Yeah.
Ready?
So we'll balance that up in the crotch.
Perfect throw.
And then set there's our Cambium saver set in the tree now.
Perfect. Comes the plane.
Okay, so that was a bit of work, but it's set. They're set in the tree, and it's fairly tight crotch, so you can see it was difficult to pull that through, and so you can plan on it being a little bit more difficult to get it to come out. So if I give it a little bit of a swing, it'll come out better. Okay, so here's a case I might be using this for a lanyard, and for whatever reason I want to have a Cambium saver on there. It could be setting it, and this is a very large branch or whatever, but this is a little bit small to be functional here, so I'll just take another one and put this on the rope. And then let me have you zoom in on this. When I piece this together, again, this is the other prototype, so it doesn't have the wrap here. Normally they'll have a wrap on both sides. But what I do is I take this tab and I set it on that Velcro. Okay, so it's already kind of stuck together. And then I put this one over the top of that and it locks them together. So now, I have enough to go all the way around this tree. Let me pull it around so you're looking at that side. So now I'm on both sides of the tree.